Hello, welcome back. This is a topic, burnout prevention, that I'm so passionate about. So, thank you for being here. We are talking about 3 ways to prevent burnout when you're scaling your online business. I know if you're here, you've probably experienced it in some way, shape, or form. So, make sure you stay till the end because the last one is a good one. Now, the women who come to me are absolute powerhouses, fueled by late nights, insane work ethics, skills out the wazoo. I don't know if anyone says wazoo anymore, but we do here. But honestly, they are recovering perfectionists, or maybe not even recovering perfectionists, and they have people pleasing tendencies. And this leaves most being very anxious, very stressed, and building businesses with little to no time off, working every single weekend, working really, really late nights. And I can say this because I've been there and I've done that. And I am on such a mission to help women scale online while being healthy, while feeling good without burnout. Because when you burn out, it's too late. When you already get to the point of burnout, it's too late. So we have to start to recognize some of the warning signs early to know when we should be resting. I remember, and I'm going to get, it might be a little TMI, but I'm going to get kind of vulnerable with you here. But I remember when I lost my period for about 4 years, and a good friend to me said, "But Kara, you're going to have to make a massive life change in order for you to get your health back." At this point, I rolled my eyes and I giggled a bit. And reason being, I was in San Francisco working at LinkedIn, Silicon Valley, running around the freaking town all the time in a million meetings up at 6 a.m., working with a personal trainer, uh, running around to clients all day, coming home, eating at my desk, doing PowerPoints till 10 o'clock at night, up at 6 a.m. again. But I was in the best shape of my life. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like I felt fine. I had energy and I was doing okay. But that kind of behavior only can last for so long before you just burn out your adrenals. And you won't notice it because you're running off of adrenaline and it feels good and you're getting a lot accomplished. And in corporate, you get promoted for that kind of behavior, right? The first into the office, the last to leave. You're applauded for sending late night emails, or maybe even working on the weekend and taking on extra projects. But what got you promoted will not help you scale to the next level online. I want to say it again. What got you promoted, that hustle mode will not help you scale. It will for a little bit, but not ongoing. And that is not why we've created this. We want freedom. We want flexibility. We want to feel freaking good. And that means we need to take care of ourselves. That addiction to stress and overachieving and validation is real, and it is actually addiction. We're used to it. Our body becomes addicted to it. We've gotten so used to it over the years. We actually have to unlearn it. It is a behavior that our body is saying, "Hey, you're safe. You're safe if you continue doing it." It's like why people stay in negative or toxic relationships. And I'm not a psychologist here, so I won't get into that, but it truly becomes the way we are wired, and we have to unlearn that and get out of that high alert and that fight and flight mode and calm our nervous system. And over the past year, as I've scaled and as I was doing that while working full time at LinkedIn, I had to decide and choose over and over again that my health is and always will be the number one focus in my business. My health is the number one focus of my business. My health is the number one focus of my business. And I would just want to keep saying it because I see so many people where it's not. And I personally had to let go of almost the entire way that I've operated in the past. And this takes time. And I want to talk today about the 3 shifts that have really, really helped me, in hopes that they'll help you as well. So, first and foremost, number one, knowing that you are the vibe. You're worthy because you are, not because you can work more and longer than someone else, because God made you perfectly you. So that means you don't need to do more. It doesn't mean you need one more like. It doesn't mean you need another client, another contract to tell you this. Ideas and programs and inspiration should come from within, when you're doing less, when you're truly being. And that took me 2.5 years to really wrap my head around, but not when you are taking more programs or scrolling Instagram and seeing what else is out there. It is within you. So when you create from this place and serve from this place of enoughness, everything shifts. Once you know that you're truly the vibe, that you're truly enough, you will increase your prices. You will stop responding to clients at all hours of the night and throwing in extra bonuses. You just know, it is that knowingness, that like not comparing yourself, that you just are. And that will reduce burnout significantly. Number 2, omitting toxic thinking. Again, I'm going to get vulnerable here because I always share the real deal with all of you. After a walk with my friend, I don't even know, months back, a year back, she's like, wonder why you're so overwhelmed and anxious. Your mind is going a million miles an hour. And I'm like, well, yeah, doesn't yours? I'm like, that's what helped me got promoted in corporate. That's, I was always one step ahead. I was always responding to my boss. I was always responding. I was overthinking, overachieving, and just doing more, more, more. But that overanalyzing, that overthinking, and that worrying doesn't actually serve us. I know, I thought it did. So I can give you 5 million ways that I've begun to shift out of it, but the quickest ones are actually just starting to calm your nervous system. And that might be meditating and praying, just to start to create awareness of your thoughts. So start to observe those thoughts. Are they constantly positive? Are they constantly negative? And guard what you're consuming above all else. TV, the people in your life, what you're scrolling on Instagram. Because once we realize how important our thoughts and our energy are, and how much it influences every single thing we think and do, that will change how you show up online. That will change how, that will prevent burnout. It's just our thoughts are everything. And we can say that till the cows come home, but are you really sitting and observing your thoughts? Are they positive? Are they negative? Really, truly protecting your energy as an entrepreneur is the number one thing. It's the number one thing we can do. Number 3, get help. And I don't mean from a therapist, although I highly recommend it. I think every entrepreneur I know, like every very successful entrepreneur I know, has a therapist, because having another person to see your blind spots is super cool. Why would we not? If we know that our mind and managing our mind is the number one thing we can do as entrepreneurs, why wouldn't we? Anyways, but team members. I'm talking about getting team members before you need them. There is zero reason to be a one-woman show. Now, of course, it depends on where you are in your business, but it always, it's probably always going to, starts to get easier, but it always feels scary when we start to invest money into things that when it might not be truly coming in, but we know we have to have that trust and take that leap of faith in order to free up the time to get to that next level. To know that if we free up our time, that we will be able to grow exponentially. Now, this is where I see people starting to go wrong, is that we hire too late. It takes people, guys, gals, 2 to 3 months, a new hire, to properly ramp. And what happens is we typically hire that person when we're drowning, and then we don't properly onboard them, and we just throw them into the fire. And then we're so frustrated and we're mad that they're not performing. But that's our fault. That's your fault as a leader, that we have not set them up for success. Right? How many times have you maybe thought, but I can do it better, I can do it quicker? Think back to your previous roles in corporate. Don't you think all of your bosses thought that at one point? Of course, because they can at one point. But they also know the value of being a leader. And that includes not only giving tough feedback, but letting go of that control to let themselves free up their time so they can think at another strategic level, but giving people a shot, giving them a shot by clear directions, instructions, feedback. That's it. So watching women burn out absolutely breaks my heart. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen almost everyone I know at some point as an entrepreneur hits that, but we don't have to. This will continue to be a top priority for me this year. So if you are listening to this and anyone needs to listen to it as well, please feel free to share this with them. I hope that this has helped you create awareness if you're starting to experience any of those burnout feelings. But again, if you know anyone else, I would love, love, love for you to share this with them. And it all starts with us and deciding that we're no longer available for that feeling. We are only available for feeling really great and having these businesses that allow us to feel free and feel good, because that is the reason that we have started it in the beginning. So I hope this served you. Feel free to tag me, get into my Instagram messages. I love getting to know all of you. And until next time, speak to you then. Bye, y'all.